Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Thank you for joining me, Jag Singh, for another dose of positive minds on Minds is a program in which I'd like to bring on inspirational and informative individuals who give us some great advice on how we can better our lives and the people around us. Now, after the show, you can download my book, Unbreakable. Unbreakable is available on Amazon. Unbreakable is a story about my upbringing in East London in the 1970s and the challenges that we faced as a Indian family surrounded by racism. And the story tells everybody how I got from there to here. So download it after the show, and Unbreakable available on Amazon. You can also catch up with previous Positive Mind interviews on my YouTube channel, The Inspiration Zone, Jag Singh. Just type in The Inspiration Zone, Jag Singh. Now, today's show is about finding your passion. Okay, find your passion and build around it. For example, if you learn how to use a violin, get a violin, mix with people who do a violin, learn the instrument. If you want to learn a different language, again, go out there and do it. So find your passion and build around it. Now, today I've got with me a guest who has done exactly that. I've got with me today Mr. Johnny Jenkins. Johnny, thanks for joining us today on Positive Minds.
Hi, Jag. Thanks for having me.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Johnny, you work with an amazing organisation called Gateway 97.8 FM. So, Johnny, tell me, what is your current position within the radio station, please?
So it's a radio station in Essex, here in the UK, and I'm the editor, which means that I manage all of the interviews, the guests, the people that come on the radio station, making sure we've got lots of people from all walks of life, be they celebrities or politicians or whoever, to come on and talk all about what they're doing. And then so that's the main role, and then I'm also the political editor, so doing updates. At the moment, the updates are mainly about coronavirus, because obviously that's been dominating us for the past year or so. But yeah, updating everyone on the news. So that's what we do at Gateway.
Excellent, Johnny, thanks for that. So how long have you been with Gateway?
So I started in 2015. I was 14 years old. I was on work experience from school. My school sent me there, and I had never been before. I listened to radio a bit, but I've never been on the radio or known anything really about it. And well, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say it changed my life. It changed everything that I've got an interest in, everything I do, and well, I've never left since.
Now, Johnny, I met Johnny in 2015. Okay, right. So I was. That's where I started. I started in Gateway 97.8, and I'm thankful for all the great help they've given me. And I started in 2015, and I remember one of the producers brought in Johnny, and Johnny was young at the age, he was young now, and he sat there and he said, "Is it okay if I watch your show while you do your show?" And that to see you, Johnny, to become what you have from there, somebody who knew nothing about radio, but it's the willingness that you had to learn, and that's got you in a position today. You're political editor for Gateway 97.8. So well done, Johnny.
Oh, thanks. I do remember that. Yeah, I remember being there. And what's so great about the smaller stations is you can get stuck into everything, and you can get stuck in straight away. So there I was with your show, and you had your guests here and you're recording, and I'm just soaking it all up. I really do feel like the first year, maybe a couple of years, I was just like a sponge, just getting all the information in, learning all about it. Well, that's just because people are so willing to share, and you were so willing to share how you made your show, and taught me a lot.
Excellent. I love sharing. I love motivating. And Johnny, that's the reason why I've got you here, because I think you're a great motivation. I mean, how old are you, Johnny?
20.
20 years old, and you are a political editor. You're working for Gateway 97.8, which is a non-profit organisation. You do guys do some great things out there. So well done, well done. Johnny, why radio? What fascinated you about radio?
Well, originally because my school sent me there. I didn't really have loads of options presented to me. It was you're going there, and I thought, cool, great, let's learn all about it. I think now the reason I love radio so much now is because it's such a special, such an intimate medium. Because as a presenter, you're obviously there, you're talking to lots of people listening wherever they are. But as a listener, you just feel like you're one person on the other end of that radio, and they're talking directly to you. And well, they're your friends. And I've got many friends that I listen to on the radio that I see in that way. And I'm sure people listen to us, and we're their friends. And I think radio is a great friend for people.
Excellent. I mean, I started radio because I'll tell you the truth, right? I'm going to say it now in Positive Minds. I started radio because I wanted to hide. I wasn't ready to come on the screen. I wanted to hide behind and just wanted people to hear my voice because I didn't feel confident enough to come on the screen and present. And and as just like yourself, Johnny, also what happened was that as I practiced with Gateway 97.8 with my shows, I did more shows and more shows. I got more confident and more confident. I've actually been on the screen, and that's the reason why I started radio, because I wanted to become some sort of a presenter. And I thought, I start from radio and I work it from there. And I still loved radio. I loved doing some radio work. And the same thing I think applies to you, Johnny. You've also been doing some TV work. I've seen some things about. I keep seeing you on the telly. Tell me about the TV stuff you're doing, the interviews you've done.
So more and more over the past year or so, I've been contributing to all different outlets. Originally, I was contributing to some some BBC stations, so local BBC radio in Essex, in London, and really it's just all snowballed. And so I'm now a regular on BBC 5 Live, which is a national radio station. I do that twice a month, and all different. You name a radio station, Jag, I may well have been on it. I've just really built up over time, and then that has then led to TV. So I've done BBC News, Sky News, and some other shows as well. And it's so special. It is because well, I think it's got a sort of different level, hasn't it? TV, people see it as another level to radio, and I just think it's so weird and so cool in the same way that there is somebody who's actually switching on their TV, or perhaps they're sitting in an airport lobby just looking up at the telly, or it's in an office and there's me on the telly. I still can't get over it.
And again, Johnny, and I just said a little while ago, but seeing you from 2015 to all the stuff you do now with BBC Radio and everything, and excellent stuff. Keep going forward. Now it's not only just the radio. Tell me about your amazing educational background, Johnny.
So as I mentioned, obviously I was at school, and that's where I was led into radio, and then I did GCSEs and A levels, which is a pretty sort of mainstream education route now, I suppose. And then I went to university, and I'm still at university. I'm just in my final final few months really of my degree, studying politics. I studied that at Warwick University, and that's good. That's given me. It's obviously taught me a lot, but it's given me also a lot of time to then try out other things. Do radio on the side, do as you say, some TV, and it gives me a few years to sort of try things out, and I really have. So that finishes this year, which is a bit nerve-wracking, and then I'm going to the Press Association, which is a big media organisation in the UK. It's been around for years. It's got such a prestigious reputation, and I'm going to train there as a journalist, which is just so exciting. And really, really looking forward to that.
So, Johnny, you're doing all this radio stuff, you're doing this TV stuff, and you're finishing your degree. I mean, man, you're on fire, man. You're an amazing young individual who is an example, I think, to your generation. And those people out there who say that they haven't got time to do this and time to do that. I think it's a matter of making the time, and I think you're a perfect example for that, Johnny.
I agree. I look at a lot of my peers doing university degrees, and they're always just really stressed out and really busy. And I know everyone manages their time differently, but I'm doing the same degree. I'm doing the other stuff as well, and I still manage to find a bit of chill time. Now, I think I'm working just as hard as they are on our degrees, and I think it's about making the time and time management, and just having a good structure of your day. Having a good sleep at night. And just, I think structure is everything, and then you can build everything up. And I've found being in and out of lockdowns for the past year has actually given me more chance to do things, because I've been sat here at my desk, one place all day. I do travel to work, but not as much as I used to, and I don't travel to all different radio studios like I used to. I do it all from home, and I've just got so many different things I can do in a day, and I think it gives you so many opportunities. So I definitely say that making time is what it's all about. Yes, some things do take a lot of time, and when you've got exams, you do have to tone down other things. But actually, I think if you want to do it and you really want to do it, then you'll make the for it.
So there you go, guys. Some great advice there from Johnny. Time management, okay? And I always say this on the show. Johnny's hit the nail on the head there. Time management is so important. And you have to structure your life. If you want to get something done, you need to structure your life. Sit back and think, I'm going to do this at this time. I'm going to do this time. But it's having a discipline as well, isn't it, Johnny, to do it as well? It's easy to make a list or manage time. It's just having a discipline to getting up and doing it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you want to do it, then you will have that discipline, or you should have it. Got that discipline, then do you really want to do it? You've got to ask yourself that question. If you don't want to get up out of bed in the morning and get on with it, whatever it is you love. For me, it's radio and news, and maybe for you it's sport or cooking or something different. If you really want to do it, then you will. And I think as long as you have the opportunity to rest as well, because otherwise you'll burn out and you'll have too much going on. And if you're doing that every day, 7 days a week, it will get too tough. So you need to make sure you've got a bit of time to relax as well. For me, that's my weekends. They're generally a quieter time. And if I have a quieter weekends, then I'm more productive in the week. And it's just something I think you build up over time. I think all the education and having to balance that alongside radio and work has given me that discipline, and I think that's quite important.
And the other thing I was going to say there, what you just said a little while ago, was finding time to chill out. Now, out of the pandemic, it's nice to hear that good things have come out of it. And you said you learned how to chill out. That's amazing because, we've had all this time off. We've all been sitting at home and, trying to find out, when things are going to get better, when things are going to turn around. And you've actually got something good out of the pandemic, which is that, you do need to chill out. And we all do need to chill out now. And that's important, isn't it, Johnny?
Definitely. So I think back to before the pandemic, I was at university and I was physically there, whereas I haven't been for a long time now. And I would be busy out and about in the days. In the evenings, I'd be going to radio stations or, seeing my friends or whatever, and just be really busy in the day. And then the weekends was the time where I'd sort of, catch up and look forward and get everything done and all my university readings and work and everything. And often we'd travel around the country for work, and I'd be, sat in a hotel room, I'd scribble down all my uni work before I went and rush out somewhere and rush back. And it was just normal life for me. And then lockdown came along, and all of a sudden I just had all this time that I'd never seen before. And I wasn't having to travel places, I was in place. And I thought, you know what, I think I can put this all onto the week. And so the weekends, I sat in that chair right behind me and did nothing and read those books. And I still do that now. Now we're coming back into a bit of normality and life's being a bit more normal. The weekends are mine. They're my time. Sometimes, yes, work and uni and other things will filter into it. But it has definitely taught me the importance of just sitting down and chilling. Because I used to think that was for Jag, that you weren't allowed. It was wasted time. But now it's just so important.
Excellent. And there you have it, guys, from Johnny Jenkins, a guy who's throwing so many balls in the air and he's catching them each time. He's juggling so many balls. He's advice to everyone out there is, work hard, discipline yourself, do your time management, but also chill out. And that's what Johnny's learned out of the pandemic, and that applies to everyone out there. Work hard, but you've got to find time to chill out. Johnny, what motivates you, man? What motivates you to do all the great work you're doing? I've heard you on the radio, man. You sound so enthusiastic. You're on fire. The way you come across to your guests so professional. What keeps you motivated, John?
Well, I just want to do it. I just want to always do something extra. On the radio, I think it's just a joy to be on the radio. Live on the radio, talking to people, and just I get to meet so many. And you do as well, Jag. And this series, you know what it's like. You get to meet so many cool people, and you definitely get a buzz, and you pick up some of their energy, and you take it away with you for sure. In terms of like what motivates me more generally, there's just always something more I can do. There's always another rung on the ladder that I can go up, and I just think it's exciting. There's just always something else, and I can do it. And as long as I keep my positive attitude when it comes to this sort of stuff, and just keep wanting to do it, and I know the direction I'm going in, then I just think life motivates me. I just think it's also exciting.
Exactly, life. This life that we've got, John. You hit a nail on the head there. This life we've got is a gift, and that should motivate everyone about the fact that we're all alive. We can go out there and make a difference. And what you said earlier on there, you just keep climbing up the ladder. I always tell the kids, climb a mountain, all right, then go and find a bigger mountain. Keep going and keep going. And that definitely applies to you, Johnny. Tell me about the community radio awards last year, John.
So, we work really hard, don't we, in broadcasting in the year, and you're always looking towards the next thing, the next interview, the next guest, the next day, the next show, and you don't always have a chance to stop and look back at where you've come. And award ceremonies and award sort of nominations and that sort of thing does give you an opportunity to reflect. So every year at Gateway, we spend some time, month or so, putting together all different entries for the Community Radio Awards, which the award ceremony is usually sort of towards the end of the year, and I think we put nominations in about May or June. That's usually when we're quite busy with it. And we put in some this year, and we've never really won one before. We haven't had many nominations after, because they do a little shortlist, and we hadn't done very well in that before. And this year, it just all happened. All the stars aligned, and we did it. So we won. I won Best Young Person out of all the 300 community radio stations in the country, which is just it's just crazy when I stop and think about it. We got one for our election program, which was the 2019 election. We had a great team, and that was really rewarding for us. We had a news show we did, which was it was like a local community panel, which I hosted, and we won a gold award for that. We won a bronze award as well for one of our presenters, and unfortunately it was all virtual. The one year we do so well, we were all at home in our living rooms. But we've got the certificates up on the wall in the office, and you just look up and it reminds you why you do it, because it's definitely really rewarding.
How did it make you feel, John? Coming from 2015 when you were young and you've learned come from there to here. How did it feel you getting a Young Person of the Year award? How did you feel, man?
It was really special. Yeah. I knew I was in the top five in the shortlist, and that was amazing. I was just so excited about that, and watching the award ceremony, and I could hear the person who was giving it out. I could hear her mouth becoming to a J shape, to say the J, and I thought, hold on, that's me. She's going to say my name, and so she did, and it was just so exciting. And then we just got another and another, and it's just so fantastic. Because there is so much talent out there, and to be recognised as one of those talents is really special, because you're always looking at what other people are doing and seeing how they're getting on and how they're broadcasting and what their shows sound like, but you don't always stop and look at what you're doing and how you sound, and that was really special.
Superb. And another thing, John, how can people, right? Well, I'm sure the viewers out there right now saying, when does this guy come on? What radio station does he come on? It's Gateway 97.8 FM, Essex Radio. And Johnny, what times are you on this so people can obviously log on, and how can they log on, please?
So I do the Sunday breakfast show. That's on from 9 till 12 every Sunday morning. I've done that for quite a few years now. And at the moment, and for the foreseeable future, I'm on every night at 5:30. We do a coronavirus up with all the latest national and local headlines. And so, as you say, it's Gateway 97.8. You could just Google that or go to gateway978.com. You'll find us there, and you'll find me there as well.
So, John, how do you feel about all the achievements from 2015 to now? I mean, you've had we've just spoken about some great achievements. How do you feel, and how can you see yourself going forward?
I feel very lucky to have had all the opportunities I have. Lucky I'm careful using that word, because it isn't all luck. A lot of it is hard work as well. But I think it just all happened. I got to Gateway, and then everything just built up from there, and it's all originated from there in the first place. So I'm so pleased I was sent there. The teacher at my school, Miss Munson, she said, right, we're sending you to Gateway, and that's where I went, and that's where everything's come from. Looking ahead, I'm just going to keep climbing up the ladder. As I say, I'm off to the Press Association this summer, and that's very exciting. And then after that, I don't know where we'll go next. We'll just keep doing something new, something extra, and hopefully on the radio and on your screens for many years to come.
John, when I was 21 years old, I divulged myself into the motivational world, and I read all the motivational books that I could and get my hands on. And one of the books I read was a guy who studied luck, like you just spoke about there. He spent 5 years studying whether people do get somewhere in life because they're lucky or because or whatever. And cut a long story short, his conclusion was that a very humble person uses the word luck. Okay, so what actually gets you where you want to, or anyone where they want to get to, is hard work, discipline, time management. But as a humble person, you are, Johnny. I wouldn't expect no other response from yourself. But you know, it is your hard work and determination that has done it. John, if anyone listening out there right now is thinking, you know, I want to do what this guy does. I want to go on radio. I want to give it a try. You know, what would your advice be to them?
Do it. Let's do it. Why wait? Let's start today. There's about 300 community radio stations around the UK, and Gateway, where I work, is a community station. It's right in the heart of the local community. It's really important part of our area, and I would just search up, find a community radio station or a local radio station. There will be one pretty near you, and get in touch because they always want additional support, help. You're not going to walk in on day one and present the breakfast show and be a big success. It takes time, it takes hard work. As I say, I started on work experience, made the coffees, made the teas, read the travel news, eventually got a show after a couple of years, and then I've kept going now. So yeah, you have to be willing to really get involved from the from the bottom up. Really work hard, and if you haven't got a community station nearby, then you can make content. Anybody can now, with all this technology, Jag. Anyone could make a YouTube channel or a podcast or a radio show or even just social media accounts. I think it's amazing what a lot of people do on social media. You can make content, and that is the key. Just keep on going, keep on making new things. Um, I make a piece of content at least 5 days a week. I just think it's always important just to keep on going.
Excellent, excellent. Johnny, listen, thank you so much for that. Right, so there you have it, guys. All right, today with me, I've had Johnny Jenkins from Gateway 97.8. John, listen, thank you so much for coming on today on Positive Minds and sharing your amazing advice. And you know what? I wish you all the best. Keep going.
Thanks, Jag.
Okay, right, so guys, there you have it. Today I've had with me Johnny Jenkins, who is a political editor for Gateway 97.8 FM, and he is a perfect example that, you know, if you want to build something, find a passion. Find your passion and build around it, just like Johnny has, you know, and keep moving forward, discipline yourself, and time management. And listen, thank you everybody for joining me, Jag Singh, today on Positive Minds, and keep on smiling and keep on moving forward. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.